Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, good day, governor.
Oh,
This weather. Let's talk about it.
I feel reborn.
Guys, the merch is out. It's been a hot minute. I haven't been
Wow.
able to wear this in donkeys. And you can tell because it's all fucking dusty and shit. I feel rejuvenated.
I've had the best day of my life.
You know what I woke up to?
What?
Torrential rain
Yeah.
hitting my roof. And let me tell you, squawked like a seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my day.
Everyone look at Coco. So regal.
So
relaxed.
distinguished, staring directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's like, welcome to News at 9. I'm your co-host, Coco. Yes.
Back to you in the studio. So, I cancelled Pilates yesterday because I was like, I'm going to treat myself to a sleep-in that never happened. Then I'd set my alarm for 6 a.m. for 7 a.m. Pilates today. Woke up, was like, you know when you, like, it opens up for like 21 days in advance?
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, first thing I'll do is book for that next class that comes up because they book out so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Went to book and it goes, you have no classes today. And I went, no, I do. Did I not book? And then I was like panicking that I haven't booked. Realized that Pilates is shut today. So I've been up just willy-nilly since 6. But to be fair, I went to bed at 8:30.
Damn, you were ready to conquer the day.
I truly was. So I got up, I had a shower, I made breakfast, ate my breakfast, played with Benji, I've cleaned my house, and I've been reading all day, and it's rained, and I've been cold, and honestly,
Live, laugh, love.
this is the day that I've needed. I have needed this for the last 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, mood.
I feel brand new.
Yeah, mood.
What have you done?
This.
Yeah.
I've been sat. No, I had coffee with Beck this morning. That was good. And then I've been watching Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is great Lord of the Rings weather.
I'm so glad that I gave you my HBO Max login for you to not watch what I told you to watch.
Yeah, but we're not going to be reviewing that episode by episode. That's crazy.
Well, I wouldn't give my initial reactions.
No, we don't need that.
Oh, okay.
Kidding. No, we can still do that.
God forbid I share my thoughts on things.
God forbid. Well, that hasn't stopped you before, Joe.
No, it hasn't. You can't stop me. I can't read.
I can't read.
What else has been happening? Nothing.
No, I don't think so. I have read so many books this month. I just finished my 4th. Slay.
Okay.
Slay.
Well, I want to know. I want to hear about that.
No, we'll talk about that at the end. Have you ever done this podcast before? Reviews go at the end. Don't funk up the juju.
I'm just gonna.
I'm okay with going with the flow as long as going with the flow is the plan. That's not the plan today.
I just get excited to hear about what you have to say.
Stop.
That's all it is.
I love that.
Okay, well then let's dive the fuck in because I've got nothing fun to say.
No.
Which is how my life should be. Let's dive in. Katy Perry went to fucking space.
With a daisy.
She
She had the entire fucking planet to stare at, but she thought, look, nope, you know what? This flower, this will do.
Yeah, this flower in my set list. So on April 14, Katy Perry, media personality Gayle King, NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bao, bioastronautics research student Amanda Nguyen, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, and journalist and also Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez, said, let's go to space for 11 minutes.
Let's take the girly pops to outer space, into orbit.
It takes me longer to get to the tram for work than it takes for them to go to space and come back.
Where does space start?
Basically, once you leave the stratosphere.
Where's the stratosphere?
Well, in the sky.
How far up? How far up do I need to be?
How far up is space?
Like what? Like how far from the from the top of the Burj Khalifa to outer space, to the stratosphere?
From the
BURJ KHALIFA, like Wiz Khalifa
is space. So the distance between the top of the Burj Khalifa and space is vast, and it's difficult to give a precise answer.
Well, can you
That's
work a
your
little
job,
harder?
AI.
Can you work a little harder?
The definition of space is somewhat ambiguous. as it's often considered to begin at the edge of the Earth's atmosphere, which is approximately 100 kilometers above the surface.
That's not that far.
So then if Burj Khalifa is 828 meters tall, therefore the distance to the edge of space from the top of the Burj Khalifa is approximately 99.17 kilometers.
What about from the top of Mount Everest? Everest would be taller than the Burj Khalifa, surely. Yeah. No, that's a dumb question. Yeah.
What is the tallest thing in
Everest?
the world? Nah, surely not. No, the tallest point. Yeah, okay, you're right. It is Everest. So, from the summit of Mount Everest, which is about 29,000 feet.
Now we're talking. Wait, what's that in Ks? Well, I'll do that one. You keep going.
Space is roughly 246,500 feet. So it's like, hang on.
29,000 feet is 8.8 kilometers. That's nothing.
Is that it?
Only 8Ks up. I reckon I could do that.
That's Mount Lofty.
I reckon I could do 29,000. That's 3 zeros. Yeah.
That's definitely the height. What's the height of Mount Lofty?
How
You can't tell.
high
No.
is Mount Lofty? Mount Mr. Lofty? How high is Mr. Lofty? Mount Lofty. 710 meters.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Steady on.
So the difference
Fuck.
between
See, that's how people need to explain Everest to me.
Yeah.
If you're telling me it's only 10Ks, I'm like, fucking balls. I walk that every day.
Yeah. So the difference between the peak of Mount Everest and
Damn.
space is 66 kilometers.
Ah.
And
2 expressways. 2 and a bit expressways.
nah, more than that, because like from my house to Gawler.
No, like the whole expressway.
No, but like from my house to Gawler, that is like
3 expressways.
40 kilometers, I think. So I think,
your house to Gawler and then halfway back.
yeah. That's how long it would take you to get to space from the top of Mount Everest.
I reckon I could do that.
In what? Walking?
Yeah, vertically.
You're just walking in the sky like fucking Mario.
Jumping on the clouds.
Boing.
Woohoo! Punching them, getting the coins.
Boing. Boing. Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Damn. Yeah, Katy
We got off
Perry,
track.
sorry. We digress.
We digress. So the entire, so they all went up to space and they made it sound like they had cured cancer. The way that they fucking flapped on about this.
When they touched back down to Earth and like Katy Perry's kissing the ground. Girl.
And the way that she's like, afterwards, Gayle King was saying how Katy Perry serenaded her fellow travelers. She's saying, "What a wonderful world."
No, come on.
Like, I just think if I was stuck in a spacecraft,
I wonder. Sorry, no, you go.
had gone to space, and Katy Perry starts singing,
That pissed me off.
I would open the door. I would open the door because that would infuriate me.
You'd let those intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I wonder what those G's going up would do to Botox. Like, surely that would migrate to somewhere it shouldn't need to be.
Well, they all came back looking pretty similar to what they left.
Imagine they touch back down and they just look clapped. Like,
They've,
just
like-
a giant pulsing forehead. Like Megamind.
They've like aged 100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
It's like
We've been gone for 24 years.
It's like Interstellar, where he goes and like time is different, and
he comes back and it's been like a minute for him and it's like 80 years.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
Can you imagine? Oh, anyway, so they received a whole bunch of backlash because it's kind of just weird. Like the way that they had spent all this money going into space and then they came back and they were making it sound like they were the first people in the whole world to go to space. Some of them were going on. It was primarily Katy Perry and Gayle King who were being super vocal about it, where they were positioning it as like this feminist movement, and like they were doing this for young women to inspire young women. So then they got hit with a wave of criticism. So Emily
Radikowski.
Yep. Said it was beyond parody, saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth, and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's like Jeff Bezos' thing. Olivia Munn called it gluttonous, while Olivia Wilde reposted a picture of Perry kissing the ground and wrote $1 billion bought some good memes, I guess. And then Amy Schumer ripped on them while pretending to also be a Blue Origin astronaut. And then Lily Allen called the whole thing so out of touch. So then in response, Gayle King was like, have you been? And then she also scolded people for calling it a ride. She's like, please don't call it a ride. We duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey. There was nothing frivolous about what we did. She said she was disappointed and very sad, and that us shallow idiots had missed the point. She and Perry were changing the trajectory of womankind.
How?
Now, listen. You do what you want with your money. Right? I have thoughts on it, but at the end of the day, you do what you want with your money. What I don't like, though, is that they position themselves as like this movement, that they were, you know, doing something so groundbreaking other than being rich and privileged enough to catch a ride on a spaceship.
Like, yeah, like you said, if you want to go to space, just say you want to go to space. Not everything you do has to be philanthropic.
No, exactly.
Not everything needs to have a fucking agenda and like have this deeper meaning.
Because I don't really see the correlation between them going up as like a hobby and then women who are genuinely interested in space paving careers and going to space. Like, just as an example, there are 104 women who have completed space flights. Of the 566 people who have ever traveled to space, about 11.5%, so 65, have been women. And currently, the NASA Astronaut Corps has 20 female astronauts out of 47 total. I feel like they're the women that can be like, we're paving the way for womankind
going up
in space.
There and singing your little songs.
What a wonderful world.
That's not paving anything.
No. That's like me going skydiving and acting like I'm the first woman to ever go skydiving and that I've inspired a generation of women.
Female pilots.
Of female in aviation.
Yeah. I am an aviation pioneer.
It's like me going to Kangaroo Island and acting like I'm the female Captain Cook. Like, it just...
Yeah. Solo navigation is my passion.
Going camping and acting like I'm the first female winner of Alone.
Yeah.
Like, it just... Again, you do what you want with your money. I think it's a bit on the nose. But you know what? If you've got the money, you do what you want. But just admit that you just did it because someone presented you with an opportunity to do something that's once in a lifetime. And I think everyone would be like...
take it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, just... Yeah.
It's trying to make it out to be more than what it was. That's the weird piece. Anyway, then I read a pedestrian TV article this morning that says sources close to Katy Perry say that she regrets making a public spectacle out of it. I can see why.
She can read a room.
At least she can read a room and go, yeah, okay. It probably wasn't as like... I don't doubt that to them, that is the most incredible experience.
Oh, no doubt. But you also could not pay me enough to get me onto that spaceship.
I honestly thought that they were going to die. I thought it was going to be like the submarine.
Did we not learn from Titanic?
Every time we send billionaires out somewhere where not everyone goes, they die.
Yeah, no. There is no way you're getting me. No. No. Like this. You go like this.
I've spent more time on the Superman ride at Movie World.
I couldn't get into the seat.
I would not.
I wouldn't fit in that teeny tiny little hole.
I'd get I'm too claustrophobic. I would honestly have a panic attack and then start screaming.
I couldn't. Nah. My heart couldn't handle it. I'd crush the fuck out.
Anyway, listen. Happy for them. Happy for the rich people that get to do rich people things. But let's not make it out to be something.
Jeff Bezos tripping on the ground was pretty funny, though.
That was worth
that.
every cent.
That is feminism at its finest.
Yes. Do you know what would have been cool, though? Is if the money that they spent, it was like billions of dollars to do this, from my understanding.
It'd have to be.
If they had have matched that money and donated it to a female astronaut program.
Or like female education.
Or female...
in physics or
like
something.
Just basically donated it to support women in that space. Then
pun intended.
Then they could have said that they're changing the trajectory for womankind, because then you're doing a stunt that's drawing attention to something that you're doing that's philanthropic. Just going out into space and fucking showing her to a set list is not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
So I hope they had fun. I hope it was all ha ha hee ha. But that was kind of embarrassing this week. I think that's it I've got for pop culture. Nothing else is really...
Also, Oprah crying when Gayle... That is me whenever I see you do anything without me. I'm sobbing on the sidelines. Oprah knew that the Gayle wasn't coming back. I think she knew in her heart of hearts. She was like, this is the last time I'm going to see my best friend.
No, that was...
This diva.
It was so dramatic. It was
actually me, though.
So fucking dramatic. Like, that's me when you left Pilates to go to your new gym. Like, it really was fucking so funny.
Oh, God bless. An iconic duo.
But I think, honestly, I think that's all that happened.
Yeah, nothing else.
I do want to bring to everyone's attention that I have a new addiction.
Oh, me too, but you go first.
This addiction is on TikTok. I've started getting
these are so much fun. These are so much fun. Caitlin sends me these all the time. I played them with, that's what I did this morning. I played all the ones you sent me with Nikki.
So their videos, it'll be like a floor plan and there'll be numbers throughout the floor plan. And it's like, you've got 5 seconds, but I pause it because I need a second.
Yeah. It's like quick thinking. I'm like, no, I'll stop you
Absolutely
there.
not.
One or the other.
And you have to pick one of the numbers, and then like a serial killer, like Billy from Jigsaw, or like Freddy, like Krueger, or Scream, or someone will come in. Or there's funny ones like Shrek, or I did Jack Black from Minecraft, or there's like some funny ones. And they'll come in and they'll randomly like go through the house and like kill the numbers. And you've got to try and predict which number is going to survive. Addicted. My whole For You page.
It's so much fun. How many times do you win, do you reckon?
I reckon I've got a 70% win rate.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I've only won a couple.
Things I've learned, never pick the bathroom, because for some reason all the numbers in the bathroom,
they love the bathroom,
start doing like mad farting sounds, and then it attracts the killer.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, fair. Yeah, I'd be nervous farting too, for sure.
Oh, I'm so addicted. What are you addicted to?
So the creators of MAFS have a TV show out called Love Triangle on Stan.
You've watched this before.
It is so fucking good. If you like MAFS, you will absolutely love Love Triangle. Like, I like this better than I like MAFS because it's more digestible. And there's only one episode a week. Mm-hmm. So the premise is there's this group of guys and girls, and they get 2 suitors. Mm-hmm. And they have to text for like about a week, and then they pick who they want to go on a date with. Fun. So it's kind of a cross between like Love is Blind and MAFS. Yeah. So they don't get to see who the person is that they're texting. They just get vibes from text, and then they pick one or the other, and then they go on a date. Whether that date goes well or horribly wrong, they spend the next couple of weeks living together. Oh, God. And then while they're living together, the second suitor comes in and lives with them as well. And then they have to decide who they kind of want to pair up with.
Oh, wow.
Now... So in this season, I'm going to spoil it for everyone, but this will make you want to watch it.
Okay,
So
imagine if they just decided to have a threesome. They're like, you know what? I can't pick.
we're going to circle back to that.
Oh, okay.
So this season is so fucking good. So there's 2 guys on there that have previously been on early seasons of MAFS.
Yeah.
And we'll forget about them because they're kind of a little bit irrelevant. But there is this one girl on there, Chloe, and she's bisexual. And when she was paired with her suitors, she's like, when she first texts them, she's like, I don't want you to reveal your gender because I want to be open-minded about, like, I want to be picking someone for them, not for their gender.
Which is fair enough.
And they're both like, yep, fair. So I think one of them was B, and they said that they were into, I think, like, maybe like design or like something to do with fashion or design.
Okay. Like textiles.
Kinda. And then the other suitor, E, said that they were into, I think, like construction or in those little excavation doodads.
Yeah, okay.
And so Chloe was like, okay, E's obviously a guy, very giving off very masculine energy in construction. I think they're a guy. And then she was like, oh, with B's responses, like there's lots of emojis. She's calling me lovely. Like I think she's a girl.
Yeah.
So she really hits it off with B. So she picks B. B turns out, Chloe's correct. B turns out to be Beck, who is female. And they meet up and Chloe's like, oh, am I like kind of what you expected? And Beck's like, yeah, like kind of, but I kind of go with someone that has more of a masculine vibe. Chloe is very femme, like blonde, petite, little, like dresses really, really cute, like they both do.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have their date, everything's fine. There's not really that initial spark, but like they're like, no, we're open to the opportunity, like we're gonna move in together, give it our all, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Beck lets her guard down and she takes Chloe on a picnic and she's like, look, like I had my guard up at the beginning, but you've really like brought it down and like I really like spending time with you. I think you're great.
You have charmed me.
You've charmed me. And they end up having a little smoochy smooch on this picnic, which was really cute. And then the next day they're like cooking lunch or dinner or something and they get a knock on the door. Chloe opens the door and she's all like nervous because she's like, oh my God, what's going on? In rolls in Emma. E is a female.
Yeah.
Female. And she's like got dark features. She's giving like real masculine energy.
Yeah.
Both Chloe and Beck are swooning over her.
Oh my God.
She comes in. She's got her luggage. It's raining. And they're like, oh, do you want us to get the luggage for you? And she's like, no, I've got it. Like, leave it to me. She goes out. She gets the luggage. And then they're like, oh, let's help you unpack. And they're like trying to grab all the stuff out of her luggage and trying to hang up her clothes for her and shit. And Chloe's just like standing in the corner and like Becca's just taking full control, like asking Emma all these questions and stuff. And Chloe's like, what is going on right now? Like, she's like, I feel like I'm on the out when these 2 people are meant to be my suitors and I'm meant to be picking between both of them, but I feel like they're just hitting it off really well and they don't even know I exist.
You can't help like if people have a vibe.
She's like, I've spoken to Beck about it and she said that when the third person comes in, like she'll give me space to get to know them so that I can make my decision, but I feel like she's just not doing that. She's not respecting my boundaries. And so they all have a sit down on the couch and Beck lets it drop that she's like, oh, look, like I'm really open to getting to know both of you, like both Chloe and Emma.
Yeah.
And Emma's like, hold the fuck up because I'm here for Chloe, not for you. To be honest, I don't think we should even be exploring that because I'm here for Chloe. Like,
interesting.
This shouldn't be a thing. Like, and that was where the episode ended. And I was just like, oh my God, the suitor has become the fucking one that makes the decisions. Crazy. But then in one of the other couples, there's this guy called Bernie and he is obsessed with Chloe. He loves Chloe.
Okay.
He thinks Chloe's the one. He's got this girl, I can't even remember her name, that he originally picked and she ended up, she's 30, he's 26. She let it drop on her first date that she has a kid.
Oh, that'll do it.
And then he says that she kind of like personality catfished him because she seemed really confident over text, but now she's getting really insecure.
Okay.
And like kind of boring, in his opinion anyway. And then his second suitor comes in and he's like, for fuck's sake, I'm not even attracted to her either. He's like, can there not be a crumb of romance in my life, please? He's like, why do I get paired with these two women when Chloe's all the way over there and she's all that I've asked for?
Yeah.
And I'm not even paired with her. Diabolical. And then there's this other guy who kind of acts a little bit like Tim from MAFS, where he gets paired with Peyton, and Peyton's like a little, like, not bigger, but like she's like a curvier girl. And she's like, oh, like we're getting along really well. Like, we're kind of like it feels like we've been married for 5 years. Like we bicker all the time. Like it's really cute, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy's going around the group saying, oh, you know, we're just kind of in the friend zone.
Oh, that's the worst.
And Chloe's like, does Peyton know that she's in the friend zone? And he's like, yeah, we've talked about it. But then on the other side, Peyton's like, no, like we get along really, like we've got a vibe. Like, you know, we're getting to know one another.
Oh.
And then off camera, he's having this conversation with someone. He must have forgot that he was mic'd up because he's talking to Bernie's like suitor, the one with the kid. And he's like, oh, like you're everything that like I would, like you're stunning, you're gorgeous. Like I don't get how you're single. And then off camera, he's like, I don't know why the fuck they paired me up with Peyton. Like I asked for someone that was small, petite, dark-skinned, ethnic, and I got the complete opposite of that. Like, why would I find that attractive? Like, I'm not going to look like a good guy, or like I'm going to come off on the wrong foot, like no matter what I do. Like if I fuck her then, and I'm not interested in her, I'm the bad guy. If I don't fuck her, I'm the bad guy. Like, and I was like, oh my God, how do you forget you're mic'd up? That's crazy.
Or just like, in what world do you have to like verbalize the fact that someone is not physically?
Is this not
everything
the whole premise of the show, is to date outside of your type?
But even if you felt like that, PR it for yourself.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
Just
Keep your
not
mouth
feeling a
fucking shut.
spark.
Yeah.
Just not really into it. No one asked you to like critique this person down to a T. Oh my God, men just love to dig themselves a hole.
It's so fucking good. Everyone should watch it, honestly. Like it is.
I want to watch it.
It's such a good show, and it's so easy to watch. It's such quick episodes, and it's only one a week, so it's easy.
And it's on Stan?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Please.
Love. Yes. No, I love a dating show like that.
It's so well done.
Do you reckon, like, would you go on it?
I would go on this one, yeah, for sure.
I would love to watch you on TV.
I would. It would be diabolical.
I think it would be hilarious because you would go from not shutting up to just mute.
Yeah.
And like you would never know what you're going to get.
No.
I think 90% of the shots you asleep. Like, you know, the Love is Blind episodes where every now and then they'll be in the pods and one of the like will fall asleep. That would
me
be you.
Constantly.
Yeah. You would just fall asleep mid-conversation. I love that. No, I want you to go on it. I'm going to apply for you.
Okay.
And
Chriselle's hosting the reunion.
Say less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say
fun.
less.
Yeah.
Speaking of, G Flip is coming out with a new album soon.
Yes.
And I'm so excited.
I've like seen the teasers on TikTok and it sounds like a banger. Certified banger.
So excited. And then I commented on one of G Flip's videos about it the other day from the Delulu account, and they liked the comment, and I have not been the same since.
You G Flip the fuck out.
In my mind, me and G Flip are best friends now. Because, I mean, yeah, okay, admittedly, they liked everyone else's comment as well. But that's beyond... That's beside
irrelevant.
the point, okay? And yeah, my comment didn't really say much other than, oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
And I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for the, like, right video, and then I'm going to say some more shit, and we're going to be best friends. Anyway. Sport. Let's move on to sport.
Sporty sport.
Round 6. What a fucking week. What a week it has been.
Has it though? Oh, can we talk about Richmond pulling it out their asshole and beating the Suns? That's diabolical. Terrible for my tips, but...
You cannot predict it, right? Great year to be a Collingwood fan, might I say. Number one.
That's what Katy Perry should have sung in that fucking spaceship. Good old Collingwood
she should have.
forever.
Number one
Uno mas.
on the ladder. Guys, I'm booking September off. because I have no doubt in my mind that we're making the grand final. Where's Crows? Crows managed to bounce
fifth.
back. They bounced back with a win against GWS.
I mean, no one really showed up on that game, but that's fine.
That was a horrible game. A terrible game. It was so frustrating to watch. We both watched it. Just no one could pick up the ball to save their life.
Yeah.
It was a really low scoring game, but I mean, a win's a win. So you got to take what you can get, you know? But off the back of Gather Around, lots happened in the media off the back of Gather Around. So on Sunday, Port Adelaide played Hawthorn, and Port Adelaide smashed the living shit out of Hawthorn, which was shocking to say the least, because Hawthorn were number one, right? And didn't Port smash Hawthorn last year at Gather Round?
No, well, they won against Hawthorn to get into the semis.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So huge rivalry going on. After the game, Willie Rioli, who plays for Port Adelaide, took to social media and said, "Play with fire, you're going to get burnt. My hatred for this club goes way past last year's antics. What they did to my dad and my brother is why I can't stand them, not the players."
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, drama. I didn't know that. Okay, tell me more.
Yes.
Tell me more, Mr. Bond.
I just assumed that you knew.
Nah.
Let me bring up the law. So basically, yeah, Willie's now deceased father, Willie Rioli Sr., was drafted by Hawthorn in 1990 but left the club without playing a game.
Oh, damn.
Last year, Hawthorn settled a federal court case with its past Indigenous players and their families after the group alleged they were subjected to a racist culture at the club.
Oh, my God.
One of the players involved was cousin of Rioli and four-time Hawthorn premiership player Cyril Rioli. So that's kind of where it came from. And so off the back of that, it like he deleted the post, but it obviously took off like wildfire, right?
Like that spaceship.
Like that spaceship in 11 minutes just through the stratosphere.
Yeah.
So
Out of orbit.
But a lot of normal people were kind of like, a lot of normal people and people who knew the law were like, nah. It's like, I don't actually think it's a bad thing that Rioli posted that.
It's kind of justified. Like, if it's something as systemic as that, then yeah, fair.
Yeah, like it's not just some petty like relationship with all feelings towards the club. But then people online, being fucking the society that we live in, some people took it the wrong way and started throwing a lot of hate and racism towards Rioli as a response. So then the club, Port Adelaide, backed Rioli. They conceded social media was not the forum to post such messages given the reaction, which included racial abuse, but they did stand with him and they were like, "We back Rioli." Let me get the full statement up. So Port Adelaide said Rioli and his family continue to carry deep-seated pain and sadness from past family experiences, but that he should not have used social media to share those feelings. Despite the depth of feeling Willie and his family have, social media was not the appropriate forum for Willie to share his emotions last night. Willie understands this. Willie's welfare remains our priority and the club will continue to provide support for Willie and his family through this time. Now, Dan Gorringe spoke about this on Dan Does Footy during the week, and I had to listen to it. And he was like, the statement from Port Adelaide, it should have just been that Rioli and his family continue to carry deep-seated pain and sadness from past family experiences. Willie's welfare remains our priority and the club will continue to provide support for him and his family throughout this time, and end of story, right? It felt like, realistically, like Dan Gorringe and a lot of people, I also agree with Dan's views on Willie did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And him coming out and saying how he feels about this shouldn't be seen as a negative.
No.
Because I personally, big fan of when athletes come out and they speak against bullshit within the sport.
Yeah, hold teams and people accountable for their bullshit.
Yeah. I think there's this weird, it's hard because there's a fine line between like speaking your emotions and speaking your truth and not, you know, I guess being silent on issues within a sport. But then there's some people who don't have like, I guess, genuine reasons, who can take the piss and ruin that for everyone and just come out and say horrible stuff for no reason. But people should be allowed to say their truth. And I think athletes in AFL and other sports have been PR'd to the point where they don't say anything.
They can't speak on shit.
No, and like the NBL is a good example of like so many players will come out on Twitter and like say their piece, and I live for it. I love when players come out and they talk against terrible administrations like the 36ers. I love when they come out and speak their truth against the league. So for example, Harry Froling, he was a player for Illawarra. I reckon his brother still plays. And Harry was caught up. He was caught up in like this incident where someone like punched him on a night out, and he suffered a serious brain injury off the back of the one punch assault. And he has been very vocal in how the club and the league haven't been overly supportive of him because he lost his whole career off the back of it, right? And I think people who are brave enough to come out and speak their truth in these instances, like Willie Rioli, should be celebrated. I can understand that the club can't come out and be like, yeah, Willie Rioli, like, slander Hawthorn through and through, like there's a line. But I also don't think that there should be a tone in their message that's like he did the wrong thing, because he didn't do the wrong thing.
Yeah, agreed.
So, yes, that hit the news. And then Ken Hinkley, so Port Adelaide coach, said that there should be stronger laws to hold people accountable for abusive comments, because off the back of Rioli's post, he was hit with all this racism and racially motivated abuse, which just kind of reinforces why Rioli should speak out and say the things that he does. There is so much in all sport and just in life in general, but the AFL, every year, so many racially motivated incidences, whether it's like supporters at the game or online, it's mind-boggling.
Just like, it needs to go beyond racism though, because the same energy needs to put for homophobic comments. Like Finlayson's comment from last year.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have that energy for racism, you need to have the same for homophobia. I'm sorry.
It needs to be both for the players and the supporters. Like, I don't know I don't know what the answer is for online, but people at the game, you say that shit, life ban.
Yeah.
You can never come back.
Like, just be more creative with your insults. I don't know. Like,
I just don't understand why that's where people lean to. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I think it says that you're not overly creative.
Exactly.
Personally, and I think it shows that you don't have a genuine reason to be getting grumpy at someone if that's what you're leaning towards. But I also think, going back to your comment about Finlayson, that is why serious punishments are weird words. Consequences. Serious punishment.
Guillotine.
Serious consequences are so
Death
important.
by snoo.
Literally, so important for players, because these fans that do these shitty things see that and they go, well, Finlayson still has a job. Like, and I think that also, Finlayson's coming back and still playing, that in a way, and people might disagree with me, but I genuinely think that shows these supporters, well, it's not that serious. And I think, like I said, people will disagree with me, but I think if you as a player are saying that kind of stuff, immediate dismissal. Because if you said that in a workplace,
fired,
you would lose your job.
Yeah.
You would 100% lose your job.
Yes.
So yes, the AFL Players Association came to Rioli's defence and said that the racist and homophobic comments sent to him on his social media accounts are beyond unacceptable.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Well, like, okay, great, but what are we going to...
And the sky is blue. What's your point?
What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
What are we doing about it? That's the problem. So, yeah, look, the league can say all it wants about it's not acceptable, people shouldn't do it, but they need to find solutions. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this loop forever of people. It rears its head multiple times every season.
Yeah, just how do you control it?
I don't know. We need to have an AFL brainstorm. Not an AFL, like a sports brainstorm.
Do like ethical hacking where you just hack into these losers' bank accounts and just drain their account until they apologize.
Listen.
Steal their identity.
Bring back the
max
guillotine.
Out a credit card.
Sunday guillotine.
And then post the statements and be like, say sorry or else you have to pay all of this back.
Yeah.
You loser.
Yeah. Vote for Danica. Alrighty. Things that we have watched this week. Guys, we sat down. We spent time together this week.
We willingly hung out.
Gross.
Yeah.
We came together and we rented a movie. And we
sorry. Back on football.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that because poor old Foggy Fog was.
Oh yeah, what's the update on
was
my
pimped
man?
Down because he got wackadoodled on the shoulder.
How's his collarbone going?
They must have fucking like injected him with ketamine or something
because
he was laughing post game. He was tee-hee-heeing on that sideline, and I was like, you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
When I saw your shoulder move in 6 different directions, that's absolutely fucking crazy.
It's like when I'm convinced they fueled Isaac Rankin on ketamine for the Gather Round game as well. Yeah.
Caitlin turns to her and she's like, that's got to be ketamine. Darcy Fogarty has avoided major injury and has been diagnosed with a sternoclavicular joint sprain.
Oh.
He will be on light duties and assessed in coming days ahead of our round 7 clash with Freo.
I thought you were going to say he was going to be on life support.
Practically.
Oh my God. Watching that, nothing worse than seeing your man go down.
Oh God, stand by your man.
That broke my heart. Also, Phil Thorpe, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Nah.
It's really hard to be angry at a man that I love so deeply in my heart.
The man needs he needs to put himself in timeout for a bit and just think about his actions, because that yeah.
In the sin bin this week, Phil Thorpe.
And like it's been consecutive games. I've got to be honest with you. It's just yeah.
Mate, you look so good out there. All you got to do is kick the ball. Just kick it and kick it well. Right? That's all I'm asking.
It's literally your job.
Damn. And with Fogarty down, like, come on, man. We got
to pull it together for Freo, because it's a tight one. That one could go either way.
Even Rankin was like not impressing me last night.
Impress me.
Anyway.
Impress me.
We must move on.
We digress.
Conclave. We've
done it.
We've watched.
It's finally gone down to $7, people.
Guys,
after us waiting months and months.
Because we went to watch Mickey
Signs
17.
of the recession.
No, we went to watch Mickey 17. $30 dues to rent.
30.
I will say, when we rented Bridget Jones's Diary separately, that was like $25. Did you rent it or did you?
No, Nikki did.
Okay. So
technically I got it for $12.50.
I rented it, right? And I was telling everyone at work how I'd watched it, and they were like, "Oh, where did you watch it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was on. You had to rent it because it's new." And I was like, "I paid $25." Oh my God, you would have thought that I burnt down someone's family home, the way that I said that I had paid $25 to rent a movie. They were like, "We cannot imagine." I'm like, "Yeah, but you would pay that to go to the cinema," and I wanted to see it in cinema. So
yeah, it's true.
Life choices.
I have to be in the right frame of mind to want to fork out $30 for a rental.
That's the only time I've ever done it, I will say. Every other time it's like $6, $7.
Yeah, like I'll have to really want to watch it.
Yes.
And with Mickey 17, I feel like I can wait.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, we watched Conclave last night. So Conclave, for those who don't know, it's about Cardinal Lawrence, who has one of the world's most secretive and ancient events.
What?
What?
Yeah, read that again.
No, that's right. It's the way that I phrased it going into it. My bad. So the synopsis is Cardinal Lawrence has one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, participating in the selection of a new pope.
Oh, like yeah.
Surrounded by
He's hosting.
Surrounded by powerful religious leaders in the halls of the Vatican, he soon uncovers a trail of deep secrets that could shake the very foundation of the Roman Catholic Church. So,
and didn't he? Holy doodly.
Girls.
What a journey.
This
was Real Housewives of Vatican City.
No, it actually was.
Without the confessionals. But with the confessionals, because they were legit confessionals.
No, literally. This was like produced by Bravo TV, essentially.
Yeah.
Fun fact. The director was Edgar Berger.
Berger?
Like Berger.
Berger.
German director and screenwriter. He also directed All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, slay. What a serve.
What a serve.
Damn.
So...
Clean up on our late, Your Honour.
So I'm like doing my notes for this part and I come across this Variety article and they wrote, is a movie about electing a pope allowed to be this entertaining?
Yeah, it should be.
This, you know
fun.
what?
It's a fun movie and I don't know. It's so cunty.
This movie felt like they took a topic that is seemingly uninteresting to someone like you and I. Because like we're not religious people. No. We're not big fans, particularly of the Catholic Church. This is not something on paper that we would be interested in. But they made it for us.
They made it so entertaining.
Like, this is for lovers of reality TV, drama, and gossip. If you love to gossip.
Yeah. Oh, this is one for like the gossip in this. And you know what? These divas are not afraid to throw one another under the bus.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good. So this will give you like, okay, so Variety wrote, amid such stately ceremony, Berger finds ways to insert gradually escalating tumult and cattiness. Though he tries to be fair and balanced, Thomas is allied with Aldo Bellini, who's played by Stanley Tucci, a progressive...
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, and that's how you know it's going to be for the divas. Mm-hmm. A progressive candidate who wants to continue the church's liberalization and engagement with the world. Opposing them is Tedesco, also like vaping diva, a reactionary Italian who thinks the church has been on the wrong track ever since it got rid of the Latin Mass in the 60s. But there are other candidates as well, chiefly Tremblay. We hate Tremblay.
Yeah.
A supreme politician who, for all his outward soft-spoken humility, clearly has great ambitions. And then there's Adami? Is that how they pronounce it? Adiyami, a charismatic cardinal from Nigeria who could become the first black pope. So that's the drama just in like the selection.
That's not even the big drama either. We're not going into the big drama because you need to watch it.
The plot twist for this, there is not a world in which I could have predicted.
No.
This might be the best plot twist in a film I have seen in a hot minute.
Yeah.
My jaw.
Yeah. Hearing from my dentist.
For a Catholic movie?
Yeah.
Edward said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This.
Love it.
It was so good. I was hooked. I was so engaged. Again, in what world would you think voting for the next pope is entertaining?
Yeah.
No disrespect to the pope. I kind of want him to die because I want a conclave.
Yeah.
And I want to be watching that shit in real time.
I need
We're going to place bets. I'm going to be on sports bet.
Yeah.
Betting on who I think is going to be the next pope. The smoke thing.
Well, that's the thing as well, is that because they're, what's it called? Because they're sequestered, you don't know what goes on in those walls.
I think they should live stream it like Big Brother.
I need a journalist in there reporting.
Yeah. I don't understand why we can't be, like why we can't watch.
We call dibs.
Yeah.
We call dibs on reporting.
It should be
conclave.
like a courthouse where you can go and watch.
Yeah, or you get like a selected number of journalists to report what's going on.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
I think the world would be gripped. And I really
Everyone needs to watch this, honestly. And the cinematography was really cool too. Like
it was really well done.
Very much giving Handmaid's Tale with the red and the white.
The like high up shots. So dramatic.
Yeah.
It like, honestly, it wasn't boring. And again, in what world is like voting for a pope interesting? 5 stars.
Yeah.
5 stars. I would happily watch this again. Like oh my God, I was teeing the whole way through.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Divas through and through.
Literally. What else have I watched?
You watched Last of Us. Give me your thoughts.
Wait, before I get to that.
Oh.
Okay, let's start with that. So, Last of Us Season 2, the premiere released this week on Max, that HBO Max platform. So, Season 2, keep in mind, I never played the game beyond 20 minutes.
I played Last of Us, the first one, for the smallest amount of time. I reckon I passed the tutorial and then I got a little bit and then I got stuck because I'm just not good at stealthy games. I can't be quiet.
I hadn't even got to the part where you get Ellie.
I don't even think I got to that part either.
Neither.
I think I was still with some random
The other
lady.
girl.
Yeah.
The other woman. Yeah.
You give me a task and I'll do it, but I won't do it quietly.
No.
And that's the whole premise of that game.
Yeah.
You gotta be shh.
Yeah, I agree.
And I can't do that, Your Honor. I
So
simply can't.
For people who don't know, I'm going to recap very quickly the premise of Season 1. And again, it's based off of a video game. A fungus-based pandemic has splintered civilization as we know it, turning the millions of infected into groaning, lurching subhumans who are not undead but are still monsters whose only impulse is to bite the healthy. So Joel, who's played by Pedro Pascal.
That's Caitlin when she's drunk.
No, I'm not even kidding. That actually is. I have about 10
Deadly
victims.
Jaw, yeah.
Joel, who's played by Pedro Pascal, a man whose 14-year-old daughter died at the start of the outbreak 20 years ago, has travelled from Massachusetts to Wyoming with Ellie, who's played by Bella Ramsey, who was also 14 when they met and is one of the very few who are, spoiler alert, but I don't care because you've had long enough to watch Season 1, immune to the fungal lurgy. Season 1's cross-country odyssey ended with the conclusion of Joel's quest to deliver Ellie to a resistance group known as the Fireflies, who were working on a cure. But when he realised the procedure would involve experimenting on Ellie's brain, sacrificing her for the good of humanity, he killed everyone in the building to save his adopted child. And that's why we love Pedro Pascal. So Season 2, we pick up 5 years.
If I had a cure, I love the word lurgy, by the way.
Same.
If I had a cure to a lurgy, and you knew I had a cure to the lurgy, and let's assume that I actually go against my zombie apocalypse plan of dying first.
Yes.
And I'm like, nah, we're going to live through this. Would you off me?
No.
You wouldn't off me?
Nope.
You're like, I'm keeping you.
I'm keeping you as my pet.
You are my trinket.
Why would I?
I'd probably offer you for the great. You're like, oh yeah, no, me neither. I wouldn't do that.
No, because I wouldn't have any purpose to keep living if you were dead.
Yeah.
And then there's sorry to everyone, but no.
You're all dying, but we're living.
But we're gonna be giggling. We're gonna be like who's the guy that Zach Galifianakis plays in Season 1. It's like a off episode, and he's like
Zach Galifianakis.
Is it him? No, I don't think it's Zach Galifianakis. No, it's the guy that looks like him. Shut up! It's the guy that looks like him. The guy from he's from Parks and Recs. Nick Offerman.
Oh, the old couple.
Yeah, we would be like the old couple. That's how I envision us survive. Like that, if
I am Zach Galifianakis.
If the end of the world came,
yeah,
we're living like the old couple.
You're wheeling me around in my wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not because I have an ailment, but just because I can't be bothered getting up. No. If I'm going to live through the zombie apocalypse, I need a backrest.
Oh yeah,
and I need to be sat.
Yeah. If I wanted back pain, I would just feed myself to the zombies.
Yeah,
seriously.
God.
So Season 2 picks up. We're 5 years in the future now from where we left off in Season 1.
Really? Because I saw a post on Instagram and it was like, in the first Last of Us, what's his name?
Joel.
Paul. Okay.
Close.
Joel is in his 30s, and then Season 2 he's 60.
In the game?
No, in the show. Oh, maybe the game. I don't know.
Well, no. It's like, it literally said on the screen 5 years later.
Yeah. Fucking
Anyway,
liars.
ignore
anyway.
that. So Ellie is now 19, right? And
Yeah, then she'd be like fucking 53 years old. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, so her and Joel are now living in the walled city of Jackson, Wyoming. So where they're living
Yellowstone.
now, yeah, essentially, where they're living now is where they found Joel's brother in season 1, living in that like
little,
commune.
Yep.
Right? But it's like,
dream.
it seems like bigger and more evolved now, right? I guess 5 years down the track it would be. And it's honestly,
Slay.
I want to live there.
Mm.
I want to live there. It's honestly my commune goals. Like, everyone has like a little job. They have proper houses. They've really set it up. They've got electricity. They've got the whole kit and caboodle. But it's just this like gated community essentially with these like massive fences around it.
Mm-hmm.
They have like little events, like little dances and stuff. It's so much fun. Anyway, Ellie has developed a clear disdain for Joel.
Oh, why?
She is like, I don't know if it's partly because she's a teenager, although she's like 19 now. But she's like just bratty, cannot stand him, really short with him, really grumpy with him, doesn't want to be anywhere near him. And she has like become this real like independent, misunderstood, hard-ass teenager.
Girl, you're almost 20. Drop the attitude.
Yeah, and he's like really confused. He doesn't understand why she's like really angry at him. And he's trying really hard to like be present in her life, and every time she's like, nah, leave me alone, go away. So he's like quite upset about it, and I don't know why she's
the way that she is.
Yeah, why she's all up in arms. Anyway, I didn't play the game, so I don't know if this was in the game, although I did some research and my understanding is this was not in the game. But in the show, Ellie is queer. So in episode 1 of season 2, she has, like, it comes up that she had a crush on like the only other lesbian in the commune at one point, and she has this best friend Dina who it's so obvious that Ellie is like in love with Dina, and Ellie being gay is a big plot point in episode 1, right? Particularly towards the end of episode 1. So then while they're kind of just living their life in there, and then while that's happening, there's a handful of like remaining fireflies from the hospital shootout, like the people who tried to turn her into the cure, including one of the scientist's daughters, who is played by Caitlin Dever. She was in Apple Cider Vinegar.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
so now you've got this group who are like, fuck Joel. How dare he kill? Like, we were trying to do the right thing. How dare he? So now they're trekking to find him and kill him and seek revenge. I love The Last of Us.
It's really good, hey?
So, and like with this weather, it honestly
perfect.
just feels like it's the perfect watch. This season, I can already tell, is going to be amazing. Oh, it's so well done. Only thing I'll say though, and I know it's on purpose, Pedro Pascal looks old and weathered.
He's been through some shit.
Oh my days, he does not look good.
Yeah.
Which is really jarring because in real life he has never looked better.
Pinned down.
So that's really hard. But honestly, 10 out of 10 so far. Off of one episode, 10 out of 10. I think everyone should watch it.
Yeah.
But the downside is it's on Max now, so you need to get a new.
But Max is he's got a good range of stuff.
Thank you.
I had a little peruse. Yeah, lots on there.
It's worth it.
Lots and lots of things.
The other thing I was watching, I started Your Friends and Neighbours on Apple TV. So it's a weekly drop and there's only 3 episodes out so far.
I could commit to that.
Yes, but I'm really enjoying it. So the synopsis is, after being fired in disgrace, a hedge fund manager resorts to stealing from his neighbours' homes in the affluent Westmont village, only discovered that the secrets behind the wealthy facades might be more dangerous. So the main character, Andrew Cooper, is played by John Hamm. Stunning.
Slay.
I have a new middle-aged love. So his ex-wife Mel had an affair with his best friend, former NBA champion, and he loses his finance bro job after his boss finds a way to fire him after learning that he hooked up with another employee.
Oh, naughty.
And so he has this like insanely affluent lifestyle, that he can't now maintain because he doesn't have an income. So he's like going around stealing from the rich kind of thing.
Crazy.
This is very much a drama about rich middle-aged couples going through a range of midlife crises. In episode 1 as well, which I totally forgot about, it starts with Andrew Cooper, so they call him Coop, returns to consciousness on the floor of a palatial home. As he cranes his neck, he's horrified to discover that he's lying next to a dead body. A mass of blood spilling forth between them. Panicked, he leaps to his feet and haphazardly tries to clean up any evidence, placing him at the scene of the gruesome crime. That happens. Then they just kind of did, like, that goes back by like 4 months or something, and I just totally forgot that happened. So there's like some Mr. Murder. Yeah, there was like some murder mystery thing going on as well. So I think you would actually like it. That it's funny in some parts. I wouldn't say it's a comedy.
Like a dark
comedy. Yeah, like a dark comedy. John Hamm, phenomenal. A great actor. So I'm really enjoying it. I found that since reading Hello Beautiful, I have this newfound appreciation for like characters and people who are just unbothered by things and embrace that like humans are flawed. And there's moments where Coop does this, like his sister has like mental health problems, and he gets a call from this guy, and he goes to this guy's house, and his sister is sitting on this guy's front lawn playing guitar, singing to him, and it turns out it's like her ex-boyfriend from like years ago. He now has a wife and kid. And Coop just like isn't embarrassed. He like just goes and sits with her, like claps for her when she's finished. People like, that's my new obsession is that personality. So I love it.
Imagine going to your ex's house and just being like, I would like to just sit down. I want to sing
I'd
song.
totally support it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if that's what you want to do, let's do it.
Talent. Impress me. I'm sat. Impress
it's like
me.
The Voice.
Yeah, literally.
So last week, all I did was complain about how there's nothing to watch. Guys, The Last of Us.
We manifested it.
Your Friends and Neighbours. Conclave.
Love Triangle. Excuse
Love
me.
Triangle.
Where are my flowers?
Love Triangle. There's also this new like country series on Netflix.
Oh, I will not be watching
which
that.
I haven't started. It's meant to be like kind of giving that Elsie Silvers or whatever her name is. The book. Yeah, the book. That kind of
Wild Things. What the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Sorry, no offense. Respectfully.
Looks super tacky, but it could tick a box if you're into that thing. But that's what we've watched. Now tell me what you've been reading.
I have read... I've already forgot what it's called. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how the brain works? It's a short story, so it's only just over...
Oh, no wonder you finished it, you dickhead.
Yeah, only just over 100 pages. But it was one of the free reads with Amazon... What's Amazon's reading thing? Not Kindle Unlimited, the other one. Amazon Reading, I think it's called.
Oh,
anyway.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. And the book is called, drumroll please.
I wish I could roll my tongue like, you know how people... I can't.
Yeah. The One That Got Away by Mike Gayle.
Okay.
So it's about this guy, and he's hung up on his ex. They've broken up 6 months ago, and he meets up with his best friend, and his best friend tells him, hey, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your ex is getting married next weekend.
Pimp down.
And you think, oh, that's not really a big deal, except the whole reason that they kind of broke up was because she told him that she doesn't believe in love.
Okay, me.
So every time he would be like, I love you, I think you're great, blah, 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 no words.
Okay.
Silence.
On it.
Just wouldn't say it back.
Okay.
And so he's like all down in the dumps about it. And his friend's like, look, you know what? Next weekend, let's gather up the boys. We're going to have like a boys' weekend. Get your mind off it. We'll plan all of these activities. We'll do all of these things during the day so that you won't have time to be hung up on like what's her face getting married, and then it'll be done and you won't be able to do anything about it and it'll be over. Mm-hmm. And you know, like being really good friends. Like one of the guys like hires out a Ferrari, like a supercar for the weekend. and they're going to like go out for this really fancy breakfast, and then they're going to go to the races in the afternoon, go for like a steak for dinner, go for drinks, like just have like a guys weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's getting ready for the weekend, and he's putting on a tux, and he gets a call, and it's from a number that isn't saved in his phone, and it's his ex. And she's like, I need you to come pick me up.
Oh, no. Okay.
And he's like, from where? And she's like, from my wedding.
Oh, okay.
And so we turn, and he's like, I'll be there in a jiffy.
He's like, this is what I've been waiting for.
And his friend's like, what about our fucking guys weekend? Yeah. And he's like, no, like I have to do this. Like this is the once in a lifetime shot. This is how I'm going to get her back. Like you need to give me the keys to the Ferrari because I need to pick her up. Anyway, whole palaver. It's crazy. I don't know if I want to spoil it or not. I feel like people might want to read it because...
Don't spoil it, no.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I gave it 3 stars. And I liked how it was written. It was an easy read. It wasn't cringe. Like the dialogue wasn't cringy. Sometimes with like romance books, I'm very particular with how they're written. But this one wasn't. This one was all right. My only issue is I can't fathom a man being that obsessed about their ex.
No, I can fathom a man being that obsessed with their ex, but it's always the man that you don't want to be obsessed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's never the guy that you're like, oh, actually, no.
And, like, there was the only, like, what irked me is that he was only obsessed with her because he wanted to mold her into something that she wasn't.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Like, there was no actual, like, they didn't align with, like, their views on love. And you think that that's a fucking deal breaker, really.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't align on that, then, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But he was ignoring that and was just only seeing her potential and was so hung up on that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, she's not even that fucking...
Some people are
she's not that into you, bro.
Some people are, like, so adamant that they can change people. And I think that's a really bad way to go into any relationship. You have to accept someone for who they are.
Who they are right now.
Yeah.
Not who they could be.
Yeah.
Who they are right now is who you're fucking dealing with.
Yeah, if you take them for anything else, you're absolutely going to get your heart broken.
Literally. Someone on TikTok said that, like, someone's potential is just what you would do if you were in their situation.
Exactly.
That's not even them. That's how you would act.
Yeah.
If you were them. So ignore that. Anyway, that pissed me off because I was just like, brother, read the fucking room. She doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah.
You dumbass fucking loser.
Bum ass loser.
Yeah. But if you want a quick read, something that's palatable, palate cleanser even, this one's pretty good.
Nice.
There was a bit of a plot twist in there. I was like, oh, didn't see that coming. That's crazy.
Fun.
Yeah. That's my 4th book. The other 2 books were Harry Potter and Hello Beautiful.
Love.
I'm pretty sure. Oh! Actually, no. Shut up. Throne of Glass. Finished it.
Because I'm going to piss myself.
Like mid-record?
No, like mid-record. I'm going to piss myself.
Okay, fine.
Okay, folks. We're back.
Someone doesn't know house rules.
I broke the toilet.
God.
Broke the toilet. Okay, we're back. We're back. It's fine. Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. Been on this treacherous journey. Finished book 1. I don't know how you did this whole series, dude. And you know what? I did a review on Fable. I'm going to read it out to you. It's nothing special, but I was just like, what the fuck? So, I gave Throne of Glass 2.5 stars. Mate, respectfully, this was so uneventful and mid, ? I think I'd rather chew a jean jacket than continue on with the second book. 7 likes and 9 comments.
What do the comments say?
People are agreeing with me.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what it was? I'd come off the back of ACOTAR and I was on such a fantasy high that and everyone had said good things about
You're
Throne
like,
of Glass.
let's keep the good vibes going.
And then I read, I think what it was I had such high hopes for Throne of Glass. I only started to realize that it was not living up to expectations when I got to the tandem read. And I was like, I have not come this far.
Just to come this far.
To give up. But if I was, there is no way that I could go and read it again. No way.
It was so boring. Nothing fucking happened. There wasn't really a plot twist. And it was just super unimpactful. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't wowed. I wasn't charmed.
It's because it's such a long series, and so she goes into so much more intricate detail, building out characters and world building, but then at the loss of like it being interesting, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm really determined to get through all of Sarah J. Maas's series, but I think this one might be just like an audible one where I just churn through it, because I don't think I could read it with my eyes.
I've made the decision that I will not be reading The House of Flames.
Oh,
and stuff.
really?
I just don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm in my literary fiction era.
Yeah. I also don't know how I feel about fantasy being set in like modern world where they have like phones and stuff. That's weird.
Yeah, neither.
That's jarring.
I'm not in a fantasy mindset anymore. I'm just not. But I finished Greta and Vowden.
What'd you end up rating that in the end? I didn't see a Fable review.
Maybe like 3.
Yeah, okay.
I love like a fiction or literary fiction story, but for me, kind of similar. Nothing happened, and I didn't love the characters as much as I've loved them in like Blue Sisters or Hello Beautiful, or like what was the other one, like
Frank and Cleo?
Yeah. I only really started to like them and appreciate them in like the last 2 chapters, and when they're like all with their family. I found a lot of the time I found like Vowden like whiny and super annoying. But again, I only really started to like them towards the end. I like that style of book. It was just like that one in particular. The characters didn't resonate with me besides the end. But then I've started reading The Great Alone by Christian Hannah. So this has been on my to read list forever. It's like literally the first one on my Fable. And I'm already 50% of the way through.
Slay, good.
I'm like loving it.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's about this family. The dad's name's like Ernst Albright. The mum, her name's like Cora, and then the daughter's Lenny. And you like primarily follow Lenny. So Ernst is like a former prisoner of war. He went to Vietnam War, comes back, and he's like got PTSD, and he's just a completely changed man, like just absolutely horrible. And they have no money. They like kind of, it's not a great life. Anyway, one day Ernst gets a letter that basically says that he has inherited the house of someone that he went to Vietnam War with, someone that he was really close with. So he's like, guess what, everyone?
Free house.
We're packing up and we're moving to Alaska because that's where the house is.
Crazy.
Right? Little do they realize it's literally remote Alaska on this like essentially this island where you can only get to it by boat or plane or seaplane. And the house is like this cabin, no electricity. You're living off the grid, like alone.
No, thank you.
And being Alaska, like winter's coming, you have to do all this preparation for winter. There is nothing on this island. Everything you eat, you have to kill or grow yourself. Like it's full, like alone.
No preserves.
No preservatives. So you're following them living there, and it's like the whole premise is like as winter approaches and darkness descends on Alaska, Ernst's fragile mental state deteriorates and the family begins to fracture. Soon the perils outside pale in comparison to threats from within. In their small cabin, covered in snow, blanketed in 18 hours of night, Lenny and her mother learn the terrible truth. They are on their own. In the wild, there is no one to save them but themselves. So it's like really frustrating because it's like it's primarily about like domestic violence, and it's so frustrating because it's one of those instances where you're like, just leave, just get out, but they don't, and but it's such a good read, really good, and it's like written in a style that I really like, so I'm really enjoying it.
Hell yeah, love.
I think that's it. That's all I had to gas bag about this week.
Good work.
Yeah, that's it, my dudes.
There you have it.
I hope everyone has the best week. Enjoy the cold weather while it's here. I hope everyone's feeling revived. And I hope Crows win on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, really. That's all I've got to hope for.
Slow. Have a good week, dudes.
Have the best time.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.